Good morning and welcome to another Southern Airs vlog, hooray! I am in Sydney on a very wet and humid day at Town Hall train station, and I'm here because we're about to go down to Oldham Park. And Oldham Park is the train station that will take me to the HARS Museum, the Historical Aircraft Restoration Society. A very iconic aviation museum, very popular amongst aviation enthusiasts worldwide. And I thought this would be a good way of closing off my 2 weeks here in Australia because I do fly back tomorrow. So without further ado, feel free to join me as we head down to the HARS Museum. Enjoy. Here we are, 2 hours later, made it to Oldham Park, and I've got about a 15-20 minute walk in that direction towards the museum. I'll catch up with you when I get there. So one of the biggest differences between HARS and, say, the Qantas Founders Museum, which we went to earlier in this trip, is that the planes at the HARS Museum, or at least most of them, are actually airworthy. The Historic Aircraft Restoration Society, as they're called officially, have a load of vintage planes, warbirds, World War II era planes, commercial airliners, and most of the planes are in either an airworthy or operational condition. There are a few exceptions. They are actually in the process of acquiring a 707 that once belonged to John Travolta. It's in America, currently being worked on, so it won't feature in this video. It hasn't arrived yet, but their plan is to bring the plane here and keep it operational, which I think is pretty cool. So, still got a bit more of a walk to do, but I'll catch up with you once I'm at the entrance. Just walking along the runway at the minute, because this place is also an active airport. In fact, I'm pretty certain they do an air show here every year as well. So I'm in the HARS Museum now. It is going to be a guided tour, which is really cool, a bit like the long reach one. It costs $30 to do this museum, and you do get access into their record-breaking 747, which I'll explain a bit more on later.
reason that the engines are so high up. You see all the other aeroplanes, the engines are low down. Years since 2003 it's taken for them to get it up to this standard. Right? Because they have to make all the cars. You can't buy anything.
And thus concludes the tour of the HARS Museum. Obviously, I know you didn't see my face much in it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, it was a guided tour. There were kids running around. It was just easier to do it first person in that way. But nonetheless, it's a brilliant museum. It's about 2 hours public transport from Sydney. You could probably come here a bit quicker if you rented a car. But yeah, my advice, definitely give this a visit. It gets a huge thumbs up from yours truly. This has been Jett Tyler of the Southern Airs. Goodbye.